Just 3 matches remain in the Premier League season. We are currently in 4th. The European dream is more than alive. And as well as that today, there is the very small matter of our 2nd FA Cup final in a row. Last year we bottled it. This year, Man City await. Yes, folks, how is it going? Welcome back to Lewis FC. I am very, very excited for the conclusion of this season. There is so much on the line. I think we're in a great spot, but you know what? It's bloody close. I think the most important thing for us is to secure a top 5 finish. That would all but secure Champions League football. But with Fulham, Chelsea, Arsenal all just trailing us directly, there's 3 of us on 62 points. There's a hell of a lot to play for. Now, in terms of the matches today, 2 of our final 3 games are against teams in the drop zone. Swansea City are in a world of trouble. They need a win to keep their Premier League dreams alive. Following on from that, we are going to be taking on Fulham. They are a direct rival with us in this fight for European football. Last year, they finished 5th. Right now, they're in 6th. And on the final day of the season, Eddie Howe's Wolverhampton Wanderers team, who are already relegated, are currently rock bottom, are our opposition. It would be the most football manager thing, wouldn't it, if we failed to win this one? Of course, this is normally the bit in the video where I say, here's what's happened since you were last here. But if you were here last time, you already know we won in the FA Cup semi-final against Middlesbrough to wrap things up. That was 4 days ago. We've rested up the players, and we're straight back into the fire today. Now, in terms of team news for this one, I am mixing things up slightly. Laudrup, I am giving the nod over Aguiar. This might be controversial, but Laudrup has been in some okay form lately. And I think Laudrup, over the course of this year, has kind of hit this critical point where, on paper, he is just better than Aguiar now. If the polygons don't show that difference, maybe this screen here does. Aguiar, of course, has been known for his standout physicals. And I think the El Salvadorian has finally met his match. From a statistical point of view, Aguiar has got a slightly better return per 90. I saw some people kind of comparing the goal scoring of Kakayo and also Burn in the comments of last video. I think one important thing to remember with both Laudrup and Burn is I've used them very frequently against weaker opposition because Kakayo and Aguiar have been the big 2 in the big games. They aren't just naturally going to have worse stats per 90. As we look at the rest of the team, I am bringing Simon back into the fray as well. I feel like he has just been a little bit of a revelation over a recent run of games where we have featured him. I feel a little bit bad for Victor. Of course, Victor, I did promise was going to be a regular first-team player, and to be fair to the 18-year-old, he is improving a lot, but I feel like in today of all days, experience might be the name of the game. Anyway, this is the team going into things today. All our matches are a week apart, with the exception of the FA Cup final. So with that in mind, there isn't too much of a need to rotate. For lovers of matches, I think today is going to be the day for you. 4 matches coming your way. This is the first. We have hopped across the border to Swansea. Well, I'm going to hope we get off to a good start. Swansea last year finished above us in the league table by a single place. Has been a bit of a change of fortunes this year. They have struggled much more this year, despite a tycoon takeover. Yeah, they are playing for their survival today. We are playing in our iconic black and red strips, and I'll tell you what, the sun is shining down. I've definitely noticed since the most recent Football Manager update, a lot less rain, and I'm very grateful for that. Anyway, Borza with a throw-in on the far side. A recurring theme, of course, over the last few live comps has been going a goal down and then having to fight back from behind. I would really like to avoid that today. Gromman has blocked that. I've just noticed that Evans up front for them is a player I looked to sign in the summer. You might remember there was a young English striker from Southampton. I turned down the option to sign him. He's playing up top for them today. He's actually got 10 goals in 30 games. Halfway through this first half already, Swansea yet to have a shot on target. We're not having quite as much of the ball as perhaps I would like. Because they are playing with a lone striker and they're playing as an outlet player, they're not really going to be engaging in a press. I am going to switch our distribution to the centre-backs here. I feel like whenever you're up against a lone striker and you play a 3 at the back formation, it's always just a good idea to put distribute to centre-backs on, especially if the wider centre-backs have got that kind of run with ball, dribble more instruction. It can work really nicely as... Well, Laudrup's gone down in a heap there, and I mentioned earlier he's a physical presence and a physical player. I don't think he goes down easily. There is a VAR penalty review here. Swansea have shot themselves in the foot 10 minutes before half-time. We are going to have a chance from the spot here, and it is going to be Simon who is going to step up to take it. The man who was stuck in Burnley for a good chunk of his career. We've saved him. We've brought him down to the south coast from Lancashire, and now he's going to help us by panenkering it down the middle, you dirty dog. You know, it's the crunch time of the season. It's the big games, and he decides that this is the moment to whip out that. I mean, you know what? You do you, Simon. If that penalty ends up being the difference maker in this game, Swansea are going to be fuming. It felt kind of needless in many ways. Then again, we're only through 45 minutes here. I would not bet against there being more goals and more action yet as we find ourselves in possession. Oliver plays the ball forward. That was a bit of an ambitious ball that, well, Swansea have won, and now they are surging forward with players left, right and centre. Rosengren to Goodram, who shoots. It's a great save by Nana, but Borza is there to tap in a rebound. We looked very, very out of shape here. Our back three looked super narrow, like oddly narrow, our centre-backs. I thought when Nana saved it, we were fine, but Oliver missed the header, and Borza tapped it into the open goal. I thought that was going to be that for the first half. There's a kick-off highlight immediately. Imagine if they got 2 goals in quick succession here, and I'm somehow going in at the break a goal down. I would not be a happy bunny. Instead, though, Ngwashi has the ball. He gives it wide to Grommen, and now it's Sassy with a lot of space to pick out Simon. What a ball that is. He has 1 goal already. That was not quite as good as a finish, was it, as the Panenka. Far from pleased with what I've seen from this team. This is the kind of game where I almost don't want to make subs yet. I'm going to increase the tempo, I think, just a little bit, but that is all I am going to do so far in this game. Outside of that one kind of chance they scored, they hadn't created a huge amount in this game. I'm not going to pretend that we were firing on all cylinders either. Ultimately, our goal came via a penalty. But I've got faith in us to step up our level, you know, with a shouty team talk, my voice ringing in the ears of our various players. I'm hoping we can step up here as well. 2 minutes into the second half. It's all action already. The ball is launched forward. Evans is under it. Sassy wins the header. Cardozo, what a ball to Laudrup. Is he onside? If he's onside, that is a stupendous pass. I'm scared to celebrate after the last episode where I celebrated a goal that VAR chalked off. Is this one going to count? No. No, it's not. I think Cardozo has already kicked the ball at the frame that VAR are looking at here. Oh, I'll tell you what. It was a really nice finish as well, wasn't it? But it doesn't matter. It's not going to count. 7 minutes into this half, I'm going to make some changes early. Maria Garcia, on you come, my friend. And elsewhere, I'll be honest, I'm looking at Kikayo thinking a 6.63 rating. That's not good enough. Let's bring in Burn. We've already upped the tempo a little bit. I'm going to ask the players to play more direct here. And I'm actually going to make our attacking width a lot narrower here. They've got this 3-man midfield, and I almost feel like they're just cutting passing lanes between our midfield and also our wider players. So by just bringing everyone in a little bit more, I'm going to hope it can help us with just developing play, I suppose, more in the midfield. Hoping we're going to see that immediately. Cardozo could have had an assist already. That one is surely going to count. It's whipped in. Laudrup has headed it in. He's had one chalked off via a Cardozo assist already. It can't happen again, can it? It can't happen again. There's a VAR check. This one is going to count. It was a throw-in that went short, and it was within seconds of me making changes. Cardozo pulling the strings from deep. Laudrup leaps, and that is a fantastic header. Having got the lead in this game, there's part of me that thinks, should I just go a bit more conservative, a bit more defensive? But you know what? There's still 25 minutes left here. I feel like we've got to stick on the front foot. I feel like Swansea have already shown that they can create something from nothing. With that in mind, I don't want to give them, well, any breathing room. I want to stay on the front foot, but right now we do need to do some defending. And Maria Garcia, my little friend, you've been a hero through this whole save game. Why are you being the villain now? VAR check, penalty review. Penalty is going to be awarded here. Swansea with a chance to pull it back immediately. We scored a penalty at this end in front of the Swansea fans. Can they score their own goal in front of their own fans? It's going to be Rosengren over it. Nana between the sticks has a great record at saving penalties. Goes the right way, but he can't stop this one. I was weighing up, what changes am I going to do here now that it's 2-2 already? There is another highlight. Maybe I'm going to regret kind of procrastinating and just waiting. I should have paused the game. I should have thought about my changes instead. Well, we could be in trouble, or maybe it's going to prove to be a good decision not to act rashly, as Laudrup is getting in behind, gives it to Burn. I'll tell you what, Morten Laudrup in this game has justified his inclusion. I feel like I might be watching the end of the Aguiar era. The Great Dane has been at the heart of everything we've done here. Some really nice play with Simon. His pace just allowed him to get in behind the defence. He pulled it back, and Burn, well, he was never going to miss that, was he? Okay, it's 3-2. There's another highlight minutes later. This is a mental game. If you wanted to bet on goals in a game, I don't know if this is one I would have bet on there to be loads of goals in, but as it transpires, we're 5 in already. There could still be more. Maybe not with finishing like that, though. Laudrup did so well to the finish. I'm going to make a few changes here. I'm going to bring in Jimenez, and I'm going to play him at the back. over Oliver. I'll tell you what, Jimenez this year has quietly improved. He's now 21 years old, not as young as he used to be. Obviously, that's not how aging works. You can't get younger. But I do feel like he's ready now to actually feature in the first team regularly if he wanted to. Ryu is not the best game at defensive midfielder. I'm going to bring in Suarez, the man that we signed, you might remember, in January to kind of be the new backup centre-back. He is a player who's not played a ton. I'm actually going to play him as a defensive midfielder rather than a deep-line playmaker. For like some fresh legs in the man kind of protecting the defence. Probably not a bad idea in this game. 10 minutes left. We've got a corner on the near side here. I brought in Simon, partially for his set-piece take, and he's already scored a great penalty in this game. Could he now score or assist a good corner? I'll tell you what, if he was to score the corner from there on his right foot, that would be impressive. Instead, though, he lays it inside to Garcia, who has to make up amends for giving away that penalty. And you know what? I forgive him. I forgive him. It's 4-2. Tell you what, one absolutely stupendous finish here by the right back. Knocks it past his man, opens up his right foot and just smashes it in at the near post. The keeper, it's one of those ones where the keeper probably shouldn't be beaten at the near post, but then when you see the effort and how it's gone in, not sure you can blame him. We've scored from one corner. Could we score from another? I mean, goal difference is a factor in this kind of race. We do have the better goal difference out the teams that are tied on points with us, but big wins in these remaining games could still prove key. Maria Garcia, he's got a goal already. He's bringing it forward. I'm getting deja vu. This time it's shot just wide. 6 goals scored already. There could be more. That goal kick from them was poor. Cardozo's through in the middle. Gives it to Garcia. It is more. It's 5-2. Bit of a crazy game, this one. I think we are done on the goals, or are we? There is 90 seconds left and Football Manager's just said, you know what? Easy, Tiger. We might not be done yet. Every time we break forward right now, we look like scoring. Maria Garcia is on for a hat-trick, by the way, from right mid. Obviously, to score from here would be quite the effort. Instead, though, he gets it in behind to Cardozo, who pulls it back. Burn gives it back to Cardozo into the middle. Simon scores. It's 6-2. Swansea might be getting relegated. Cardozo with a hat-trick of assists in this game ends up on a 10.0 rating. What a crazy match that was. I almost feel like for my own mental welfare that I hope that remaining games aren't like this. I'm not sure I could handle it. Got to praise Cardozo for his performance in that one. His form at the end of the year has been really good. In terms of the Premier League games going on elsewhere, Fulham beat Liverpool 3-0. We've got Fulham in our next game. Liverpool were top, and now Man City are level on points with them. Elsewhere, Arsenal lost to Bournemouth. That's kind of crazy. Bournemouth were down in 17th. That win there pulls them 4 points ahead of Swansea. And as for Chelsea, well, Chelsea haven't played yet. And in fact, I'm looking at things here. If we win our next game, we're pretty much a lock-in for a top 6 finish. In fact, if we beat Fulham in our next game, we're almost guaranteed to finish ahead of them too. Oh my word, if we lose this next game though, panic. Our local rivals Brighton have got a game against Chelsea. I'm going to hope they can pull off a favour there. Our next game is in a week's time against Fulham. We're at home. Not going to be easy. Let's see how we get on. I didn't even realise the significance of this next game against Fulham. It is the end of an era for Lewis FC. Our final game at the Dripping Pan. We are going to be moving away to our new stadium. I'm going to miss this home. And well, what a way it would be to sign off if we could beat Fulham. And if a few results go our way, we would find ourselves, well, in the Champions League. Big shout out to Brighton, by the way. They held Chelsea to a draw, which actually opens up the possibility of us securing a top 3 finish this year. If we could pull that off, it would be amazing. It would require Newcastle to slip up a little bit, though. At this point now, a win against Fulham. Champions League football is ours, but going into the final game against Wolves, it's worth remembering every single place in the league table is worth a lot of money. In fact, just as a little reminder here, 3rd would get you £36.4 million, 5th would get you £32.4 million. It might not sound like a lot, but that's like the difference between being able to upgrade our facilities a little bit. Anyway, I have got to hit continue here. I got emotional about that Dripping Pan news item and I just wanted to come back and show you it. In terms of the other games that matter for us today, Newcastle at home against Manchester United. They're down in 14th. I'll hope they can do us a favour. Arsenal away against West Ham is not easy. Elsewhere, Chelsea playing host to Everton. I think they'll be the favourites for that one. You know what? We have just got to keep doing our thing. It's not going to surprise you. I'm not touching the team after that last game. We look really good. In fact, I am going to touch the team. I told a lie. Garcia, he gave away the penalty but went on to become a hero. I'm going to start him on the right-hand side of midfield. I don't want you to think for one moment that it's a case of Claudio Ruiz has not been very good. This guy's been fantastic for us. He's actually recently broken in to the Argentina national team, but his form lately's not been amazing. And, well, look, Maria Garcia was good last match. Win this game and we would guarantee ourselves Europa League football, I believe, for next year. So no matter what, here at the Dripping Pan, we can bow out with a massive result. A stadium that has been filled with 5,000 fans for the best part of a decade. We've been selling out for a long old time. Oh, I would love to end things on a high as we depart this stadium. Oh, look at it. The last time we get to see this cutscene at this ground. I don't know. Why do I feel emotional? Is it weird? It's a bit weird, isn't it? But it's Football Manager. This is why you play the game. For the emotions, for the storylines, for the narratives, and just for, well, the all-round good vibes. Oh, I love this stadium. It's kind of hilarious that it's a Premier League ground and we are overdue a move, but it has a charm, doesn't it? Okay, Fulham themselves, by the way, a very good team. They've got Echeverry in their team. They've got Rodrigo in their team. Yeah, the Rodrigo. Their team is solid. You know, Karabashvili, the really good wonder kid. In this universe, he's become a defensive midfielder for Fulham as well. I don't think it was a fluke that Fulham finished 5th last year. They are a really good little team. Things are not going to be easy for us, but, well, I'm going to hope that Nana between the sticks and, well, Laudrup leading the line is going to be enough to fire us onwards and upwards. Valle has the ball for them on the near side. Maria Garcia wins the ball. It looked like a foul. The referee's not giving it. There is a breakaway here. Kakayo bringing it forward. The number 11 dances inside. Simon arrives. He scored last game. He scores again here. Maria Garcia won the ball initially, immediately justifies his inclusion. I thought the ball might get pulled back to the right back, but suddenly Simon was unmarked by the penalty spot and he tucked it away, no nonsense. First shot of the game, first goal of the game. Hopefully that is a taster of things to come through the next 90 minutes. I don't want another game like the one against Swansea. Have noticed here, they are playing kind of the lone striker yet again, so you kind of already know what I'm going to do here. There is part of me that wonders if I should just start with distributes to centre-back on. Just shy of 25 minutes played here. Fulham yet to show anything going forward. Ngwashi running wide to Garcia. A little bit of space, actually, I could see all of a sudden for Cardozo. Instead, though, it's a ball to Kakayo. Great pass by Ryu. Ball kept alive. Garcia shoots. It's blocked. It falls to Simon. We can't get the shot away. How has that been parried wide? It was such a good opportunity for us. Fulham lived to fight another day, but it was a mad scramble that their manager won't want to see going on in their own penalty area too often in this game. And all of a sudden, having, well, had a chance to draw 2 goals ahead, maybe Fulham have a chance to go level. Rodrigo keeps it alive on the far side, flashes it in, and Jayden Onwashi scores an own goal again. It is absolute agony for us. There is one man in the middle here for Rodrigo to aim for, or maybe there's 2, because Onwashi is a double agent. The ball hits his shins. He didn't know a lot about it. Fulham are level. Ngwashi has to make amends now, or at least try to. He's got the throw in here. He throws it across to Oliver. We're going to work the ball from the right-hand side to the left-hand side here. There's a little bit of space for Sassi to receive it. He dinks it wide to Garcia. Lovely play between the 2 wing-backs. Cardozo, Simon, Ryu shoots. It's blocked. Oh, my word. How has that gone in? Is today National Deflection Day? It falls to Ryu. The Mexican forward wheels away and celebrates. His shot deflected, and it somehow squeezes in off the post. Just looking at the latest scores here, Chelsea are winning, as are Newcastle. Arsenal are drawing. As things stand, we are still holding on to 4th. If we just look elsewhere, by the way, Swansea need to win today. They also need Bournemouth to lose. With Bournemouth 2 goals up, Swansea are as good as down. Anyway, I can hyper-focus on what's going on elsewhere. We just have to keep our head in our own game. I'm going to tell the players I'm happy with this half. Yes, we conceded a goal. It was an own goal. Outside of that, I think Fulham have had 1 shot on target through the first half. We've been in pretty good commanding control of this game without creating a load ourselves. Laudrup's not the best of games today. I am going to bring in Aguiar. Sassi at left mid. Let's give him a break and bring in Bordalas. Cardozo was man of the match last game. Much quieter in this one. Pierce, on you come. And Washi, after that own goal, has not been great. I'm going to make a change. I'm going to bring in Jimenez. He's going to play in the middle. Then that is going to mean that Oliver slots into that wider right centre-back role. But given his good dribbling and his decent pace, he's very capable of doing that position in our team. Maybe a bit of a gamble to make 4 changes all at once, but despite the scoreline, I feel like, well, I was going to say largely in control. We're not in control anymore. Pierce has got an injury. He has got to come off. And with that, I'm forced into using my final sub. It's going to be Addons, the youngster we bring in. And well, now I'm hoping there aren't any injuries or any sendings off or any drama for us to deal with, because I've got no subs left to make amends as Echeverry brings the ball forward, dancing a merry dance. And until the finish, it looks scary. 10 minutes remain here. If there was a risk of Fulham going all out on the offensive and creating a load in the second half, it's not happened yet, but it is still a one-goal game. They find themselves in possession, and I think we might need to do some defending here, although Oliver reads it really, really nicely. The centre-back now looking for an option. That is not the option he needed to pick out. Addons shoots from range, hits the crossbar. Jan gets the rebound. It's not away from danger yet. Bullet shoots, headed away. Borderlass will help it out too. And that for a moment was very, very scary. There is 5 minutes left in this game. It is still a one-goal game. Fulham really haven't created a lot in this game. I know they've had a load of shots, but you can just tell from the XG. It's been speculative shots from range. There is 3 minutes left in this game. Nana has the ball in his hands. Why am I so scared? Why am I so scared? Fulham are on, well, a much higher pressing intensity than they were earlier in the game, just by what I can see here. The ball's played forward. Ryu wins it. They want to leave some space in behind. That would be nice. But instead, it's Karabashvili, the youngster, latching onto the ball. And you know what? He can do that shot all day, every day. I think as well, you know what? I know there's only 3 minutes left. I'm just going to be sensible here. Let's move the wing-backs back. And then for team instructions, out of possession. We don't need to trigger a press quite as much. We don't need to prevent the goalie short distribution. And in possession, time waste as much as you want. 1 minute remaining in this game. This is a huge result in the season. The final game at the Dripping Pan sees us come out victorious. And European football is ours, but I want the Champions League. We guarantee ourselves a spot in the Conference League. I think we're going to be doing a little better than that. It is an emotional farewell to the Dripping Pan. I'm just happy that we won in that final game. Imagine if our final memory of the stadium was us bottling Champions League football. Anyway, looking at the league table going into the final day, we have a far superior goal difference to Fulham. So even if Fulham were to win, they wouldn't go above us, which means top 5 is all but assured. I'm, of course, now going to hope that we can just win this final game against Wolverhampton Wanderers. If we go ahead at Newcastle, it would be amazing. On the final day, they're away against Everton. I kind of suspect they're going to win that one. Okay, folks, it is the final game of the Premier League season. I've not really acknowledged. If we could get 4th in our second season in the Premier League, I think that would be a really good achievement, especially with the system that we've played. We've not really played what I would consider at least kind of a meta tactic. It's been a fun experimental thing using those lone tracking wingers, and it's worked really, really well for us. What I will say is when you look at Man City and Liverpool's points total, no one is going to get above 80 points in a Premier League season, which is absolutely crazy. Definitely feels like in this save game, the gulf between the best and the not so good Premier League teams isn't as big as it is at the start of a save. I am perhaps a little bit concerned that going into next season, playing in European football, it's going to be a bit of a strain on the squad, but look, I've got to worry about that another time. In terms of team news, I'm sticking with Garcia in the team, but the rest of the team is going to remain unchanged here. Kakayo, Laudrup leading the line. Unfortunately, I mentioned earlier, Pearce getting an injury last game. He is unfit for this match, so it is actually going to be Silva who slots in the bench position. But in terms of the core of the team featuring for us today, there are no changes. Wolverhampton Wanderers are down. They are bottom of the league. They've got nothing left to play for here as we head to Molineux. I'm just going to hope we can be a bit of a misery compiler and thrash them here. A win here would guarantee us a top 4 finish, and no matter what, mean that we do get Champions League football. Kind of mentioned it earlier, but with the new expanded, large Champions League group stage, the 2 best performing European nations get an extra spot in the Champions League, so they have 5 teams participate. It's one of those things that isn't confirmed until a few weeks after the season, so I don't think the game would tell us right away. Whereas if we could get 4th, and all we need to do to get 4th today is win, and we are guaranteed it, as Kakayo scores a fantastic goal. Well, yeah, we win today, we guarantee that football. And by that football, I mean Champions League football. Sorry, I lost my words. I lost my trail of thought because I did not expect this shot from here to somehow creep in. That is a sensational little finish. Okay, we've got a goal ahead. I'm not going to take that for granted, though. I want to stay on the front foot. I want to stay in 5th gear. Maybe even get to 6th or 7th gear in this game and score a few more. Although maybe at this moment in time we should be worrying about defending. Onana shoots from range. You know what? If he wants to shoot like that, he can do that for the rest of the game. This is another game, by the way, where they're playing with a lone striker. So I have just switched our distribution to centre-backs. I'm wondering if next season I should just start with it on distribute centre-backs. And then if I notice they've got, a setup I don't really like the look of, at that point then, I can change to the distribute to flanks instruction. Because I think I'm changing things to distribute to centre-backs more than I'm keeping things the same. Anyway, Ngwashi has the ball for us, bringing it out from the back, gives it to Garcia, who has a lot of green grass in front of him to run into. He dinks it behind. Kakayo is there. Can he score? Of course he can. It's his second of the game. It's our second of the game. It's 2-0. These two players linked up for the first goal. This one here a little bit different. That is just a clipped pass in behind. Kakayo turns on the afterburners. And I'll tell you what, that is actually a really difficult finish. 3 minutes of added time here at the end of this first half are surely going to come and go. I'm not going to pretend this has been a classic, but we are doing what we need to do. And elsewhere, Everton are beating Newcastle. Everton are beating Newcastle. Why does it not show on this screen here? I can show you it here in the mini thing if I don't click on it. Everton are beating Newcastle. And with that, if you look at the live league table, we are going up into third. Liverpool need Man City to lose on the final day of the season to have a chance at winning the league. Right now, Man City are winning at Arsenal. As for ourselves, I feel like this is just going how we need it to go, isn't it? It's not been a complicated game. I don't want it to be a complicated game. Please, Wolves, don't score the next goal. If we could get another, it'd be quite nice, because the FA Cup final is midweek in this save game. It's a quirk of the database that the FA Cup final just doesn't happen on weekends all the time. Let's just pretend in the modern footballing landscape, for some reason, it's become a midweek fixture in English football. Can we all do that for a suspension of disbelief? I hope we can. Anyway, with 25 minutes left here, I'm going to make some changes. I'm going to bring in Ruiz and Bordalas in the wider areas. Cardozo can have a break as well for Addons. And you know what? I'm going to bring in Victor. I'm just going to make 4 changes in the midfield. Perhaps a little bit of a risk that making so many changes in a game that is only 2-0, but I want to save those players of the FA Cup, and I've got faith in the players we're bringing on to not be too steep or a drop-off in quality that we're somehow going to end up slipping up in this game as well. The ball's played through. Kakayo's on for the hat-trick. He was offside then, so even if he had scored, it wouldn't have counted. Man City are 2-1 up. What's the score in the Newcastle game? They're still losing 2-1. Imagine if we could get third. I don't think we've been in third all year. Have we been in third at any point this season? You know, it would be really good at this moment in time if the league history graph, you know, with the past league positions over a season on a game week by game week basis, if that was in the game, that would be really good. Football Manager, please add that back for FM27. I miss it. Brian Mbuemo, by the way, in his retirement, is playing for Wolves. He set up a chance there. It wouldn't have counted anyway. It was offside, but that's the closest they've come to scoring. There's 3 minutes of added time at the end of this game. We are going to win 2-0. What an emphatic way to wrap up this season. Over the last few episodes, over the last few live commentaries, we've got some great results. What a result that is. 2-0 this game finishes. I don't know, that might mean we get our budget set for next season. Manchester City did end up winning the title. A very, very narrow margin, though. Only 2 points between them and Liverpool. To be fair, in the end, we were only 7 points behind them. Elsewhere, West Ham managed to go ahead of Arsenal. So Arsenal end up finishing 8th after this entire season. A tragic season for them. Elsewhere, you can see Fulham fell just short. They did manage to win it 4-2 against Brentford. It wasn't enough. Lewis qualified for the Champions League. Board set initial budgets. Everyone pause for dramatic effect. How much money are we going to get? Transfer budget, 53 million. Wage budget, not as much as I'd hoped for. Still pretty good money, though. Yeah, our wage budget only has £40,000 in excess, so no matter what we do, we are probably going to be looking to shift some of the transfer budget into wage budget just to increase our spending power. I'll be honest with you, when I started, recruiting over the summer and doing all our transfer business, wasn't ever really with an intention of being in European football next year. It's going to make the challenge of how we approach the upcoming summer a little bit interesting. But you know what? Before we worry about how we're going to deal with the summer, we need to deal with more in the present. Last year, we lost the FA Cup final. We play it in 3 days' time against Man City. Might not surprise you. I'd really like to win it this time around. Last year in the FA Cup final, we suffered absolute humiliation at the hands of Chelsea. We lost 4-1. It wasn't a close game. I'll be honest, I'm almost a little bit scared going into this game now. And at the same time, whilst we're not favourites to this game against Man City, they're the champions of England, we've got to believe that we have a chance. It's another trip to Wembley. I'm not going into this anticipating that we're going to win, and in all honesty, I don't really feel like it matters in the context of our season if we win it or not. If we do win the FA Cup, cherry on top of a great season. But you know what? Mission accomplished today. Getting that Champions League football was nice. The manner in which we did it as well, our tail end form to the season has just been really good. I mean, look at this. We did not lose since we lost to Arsenal on the 10th of February, which is an absolutely crazy run when you look at it. Of course, it's a crazy run that I'm going to hope that we can keep delivering with here. Looking at team news, we have fully rested up the players ahead of this game. So the good news is, despite the weekend game, condition is good across the board. On the bench, we are looking very stacked too. In terms of the opposition that we're taking on, of course, it is Man City. Arda Güler is just absolutely sensational for them. I mean, it's ridiculous how good Arda Güler is in Football Manager. He is so good for them. Savinho is still at Man City in this universe. He is crazy there. Steven Fitzgerald is a new gen that they have. The Irish international. He must be the best Irish footballer at the moment in this save game. He is absolutely stupendous. Valuation over 200 million. And leading the line is Elias Gallo. This man is the reason that they beat us in the league when they beat us 1-0. He is just a super well-rounded, creative striker. Their defence is made up of a lot less new gens. They've got Zaire Emery, Calafiori at left back, Rico Lewis at right back, Zabarnyi, and then of course Donnarumma, aged 36, still in goal for them. I think there's no denying this is going to be a really bloody difficult game. Man City have the better players. They're the champions of England, but we are the plucky underdogs who have consistently punched above our weight. And I'm just going to hope we can do more of the same today. I mean, last time we were here for an FA Cup final, we were embarrassed, weren't we? We lost 4-1, and it really was humiliating. As long as we don't lose 4-1 against Man City, I'll just consider it an improvement. Yeah, I don't know. I was hoping we'd get an easier game this time around if we made it to the FA Cup final. To be honest, much like last year, our run to get here hasn't been all that difficult, but at the end of it, there is a final boss that I'm a bit fearful of. And I'm fearful of it now, and I'm fearful of it because they've just hit the post. And Washi, clear it away, son. Okay, we get it away from danger, but that's not really what you want to see within 120 seconds of the game starting, is it? Free kick for Man City. Arda Güler's the man over it. He's got sensational set piece taken. His wand of a left foot, he strikes it. That was not far wide. Out of possession, they are playing with that lone centre forward, so I'm going to do the change. Someone remind me in the comments to just do this for next season. We're going to distribute to centre-backs. Going to shout some encouragement at the players as well, and as I shout those words of encouragement, they've not even gone through yet. A highlight begins. Oh no. Should I be scared? Nice win by Oliver. Read the play nicely. Gives it to Simon. Oliver. Wide to Gromman, the best wonder kid in the world. I'm just going to say that every time he gets the ball until he isn't. Simon plays the ball in behind. Laudrup is there. He clips it over the goalie. And we're winning 1-0. We're winning 1-0. And this is a great pass. Simon with the ball through. Laudrup, who, like I said, I've kind of brought him into the game and into the team on the regular in this tail end of the season. He is rewarding the starts we're giving him. What a goal that is. I don't want to alarm anyone. We're a goal up in the FA Cup final. And we're a quarter of the way through the game already. And we've managed to injure their left midfielder, Fitzgerald. The ball's whipped in from a corner here. This is not going to be the highlight. We've cleared away the initial play, but, well, they've got lots of players committed forward, Man City, which could leave them open to the break if we can win it. Laudrup has the ball, gives it wide to Kakayo. Can the Brazilian create something from nothing? He's done that a lot this year. The number 11 bursts through. He's all on his lonesome. He shoots. Donnarumma forced to tip it over. We can maybe still make something of the corner, though. It's going to be Simon over it, whips it in. It's headed away at the near post. Kakayo's going to be the man who keeps it alive. Back now with the channel midfielder, the Frenchman. Can he make something magical happen? He whips it on his left foot. Sassy was lurking. It's cleared away. Only as far as Gromman, though. The number 5 in the wide area. Getting to the byline. Whips it back post. Garcia takes it down superbly and cuts back on his weaker foot. Cardozo. We're mounting pressure here. We've got them on the back foot. Sassy, Simon, Cardozo. Sassy shoots and hits the crossbar. I do hope we're not going to regret. I was going to say that miss. It wasn't really a miss, was it? It was just an opportunity from range that hit the woodwork. We've had a flurry of chances. Of course, whilst that's good, I am anticipating Man City will have chances of their own, and maybe that can begin here as Sewell cuts inside, gives it to Zaire Emery. And Savinho scores. The flag is raised on the far side. And I'll tell you what, it's not going to count. I did notice then there was no VAR. I think there is meant to be VAR in the FA Cup final. Might be, again, a database quirk. With these lower league databases that we use for Park to Prem, the FA Cup has to be built from scratch. But much like the fact the competition takes place midweek, I was going to say I kind of like the idea they've scrapped VAR just in the FA Cup. I don't like this. Sula scores a banger. That was such a weird highlight. It was a free kick that we cleared away. And the game just kind of started a highlight, and all of a sudden the ball was in the back of the net. It's volleyed in. I'll tell you what, that's deflected off our player. Was it even going in before it hit our man? I don't know. I don't care. The end result is all the same. It's 1-1 at the break, and that feels kind of cruel. Saying all of that, if you had told me it was going to be 1-1 at half-time, I probably would have bitten your hand off. I've got a relatively easy team talk over and done with there, just telling the lads, you're doing great, more of the same please. Going to immediately shout some encouragement. We're not having as much of the ball as Man City, but in terms of chance creation, we are far and away ahead. With an hour played, I'm going to make changes. Garcia's on a 6.47. Sassi's on a 6.19. The wide players have not had the best of matches today. I'm going to bring in Ruiz. I'm going to bring in Bordalas. I am going to tell our team in possession to just play a lot narrower. You might remember that is a change that we made last game. I think it's quite a good way to just get our wider players more involved in the play when we do have the ball. I don't feel like I'm ready to make wholesale changes just yet. Do I want to change anything else? I kind of want to bring in Burn, I think. You know what? I'm going to bring in Burn. He was the top goal scorer in the World Cup last summer. He's joined us. He scored 1 goal in the FA Cup so far. Maybe he can score another here. I guess the nice thing with Burn, right, he's got 17 acceleration and I think 15 pace. He is a rapid player, and I don't think it can be understated. Bringing on quick players against a tiring opposition is huge in Football Manager. It can really make a difference, especially if they're running at the defence or perhaps even running in the wide areas in the case of Ruiz and Bordalas. Anyway, there's 20 minutes left on the clock. It's Gromman giving it wide to Bordalas. He's going to lay it inside. Laudrup down the line to Burn. Fresh off the bench, lays it inside Cardozo. Ruiz finishes it. The Argentine scores within seconds of coming onto the pitch. Cardozo played the ball across here, and I was fearful he was going to fluff his lines. He did not fluff them. What a goal that is. Imagine if we could beat this Man City team. Imagine it. I'm going to praise the players right now. I'm going to make changes at the back. Oliver's not had a good game. Neither has Ngwashi. So I'm going to bring in Jimenez and Suarez. Those are my final 2 changes made. You might remember earlier on this year, we had a penalty shootout where it got stuck, the game. Just as a heads up, that bug is just a bug that is now happening in my game in every penalty shootout. We encountered it in a live stream penalty shootout. So I'm hoping this game doesn't go to penalties. But I'm acutely aware Man City are going to back themselves to get a goal back in the last 10 minutes as Savinho brings it forward. But that, my friends, is a wasteful effort. More of those. Lots of those. The shots like that for the rest of the game are fine. I'm going to up the time wasting a little bit here, and I'm also going to get rid of the attacking transition. We don't need to rush players forward. Okay, changes made. Why is there immediately a highlight? It concerns me, although we're on the attack, but that ball there by Ryu, not the best. Donnarumma plucked it out the air. There is 6 minutes plus whatever the 4th official is going to show on his board remaining in this game. Guller launches it forward. This is terrifying, isn't it? Sula in behind. Options in the middle. It's a massive, massive block by Suarez. He wins a second header. I'm not even sure if Suarez has played in a live commentary. That might be the first thing you lot have ever seen him do on a football pitch for Lewis FC. What a time to block it off the line. Right, you know what? Ruiz and Bordalas, you are both players who can play as fullbacks, and that is how I'm going to ask you to play to see out what is left of this game. We are 2-1 up. There is 2 minutes left. Is the dream alive? Could we win an FA Cup final over the Premier League champions? There's 1 minute left. It's done. Referee, blow your whistle. Lewis FC have won the FA Cup in our 2nd season in the top flight, in our 2nd cup final in a row in this competition. We are finally going to get it over the line here. And oh my word, don't these cutscenes look so much nicer in FM26 with the new graphics? Hoist that trophy aloft, the Lewis FC badge. It looks perfect with the FA Cup kind of stuff, doesn't it, above? Oh my word. I mean, I did not expect us to win this game. I didn't expect us to get 3rd at the start of the season, never mind at the start of this episode. We are going to be crowned the winners of this competition. And this has surely got to do our reputation a world of good when it comes to trying to recruit players. We've come in here, we've played our brand of football, it has worked. Really didn't think we were going to win this game, but I'll tell you what a time to do an upset. The space is praised by the supporters, I better bloody be. And probably not all that surprising, the board are happy too. Speaking of which, you might remember I was on £800 a week in the last couple of weeks. I just signed a new deal at the club. The board have finally recognised my value. I'm on £34,000 a week. I mean, last season, look, we finished 14th in the Premier League, and I thought that was pretty good. We've come in this year, we've made a few changes. I wouldn't say we made wholesale recruitment changes, but with the young squad that we've built in this young core, We've kind of just grown into this season. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the 4 matches today. What a crazy episode. If you are enjoying the series, go down below, show some love. There will be Champions League football next year. It won't be at the Dripping Pan. I still don't know what's going on with the stadium. In this year's Football Manager, there is actually no way to see in progress stadium construction or when a stadium is finished or being built. It's like they forgot to put it in the game. The Dripping Pan, you have been beautiful. We are going to miss you. And well, I'm going to hope you lovely lot won't miss me. We are back tomorrow. Transfer special, money to burn. Oh, what a way to end the week. I'll see you next time for more. I'm out.